was really isolated when I was a kid. Never knew my real dad. I remember a time in my childhood when I was looking out the window, I was like, I need to be outside right now. I remember being 8, 9 years old thinking, I need to go outside right now and be socializing right now. Now, I wrote everything in the form of poetry. The mind can't contextualize the subconscious ideas, but when you write, you make the subconscious conscious, especially when you go back and read it. And it wasn't until like the constant cycle of reliving that trauma through, you know, a cycle of relationships. One second. So I was unable to grow out of just a dysfunctional pattern of behaviors. Yeah, the abuse having happened at such a young age, I was unable to contextualize it. Get out of my cheese toast, Cleo. My mind ultimately being trapped and ultimately being drugged and given a bunch of pills and eventually going to foster home and not having anybody understand. The brain shifts about every 25 years, which is really interesting. When I was a kid, I wouldn't have had the coping skills to deal with what was really going on around me. I didn't have the knowledge of it because I didn't know how to deal with narcissistic people, and I didn't know how to deal with covert narcissism, and I didn't know how to deal with sexual covert narcissism, and I didn't know how to deal with things that I was dealing with alone. Like, you know, it got to the point, I remember one point in the library when I was in 5th grade, my dad being so fed up with my reported behavior at school, he just bursted in the library and picked me up on my throat and ended up reliving that moment in 2 relationships. And it wasn't until, you know, a divinely orchestrated intervention that I found myself alone, and I found myself happy with it because I know that now I've contextualized it and understand a lot of it and am dealing with a lot of it and coping with a lot of it, that I need to work on my self-worth and my own self-value and be happy on my own and how I am happy on my own. Once I turned 25, I really started to face the trauma, and that's ultimately why I guess I have a YouTube channel. I came off of one of the drugs that was supposed to be helping me. I need to eat cheese toast. I just noticed I didn't plug my clock in. Partially why actually a lot of this channel is my Jesus testimony and opposing testimony too, because that's what actually and I even had videos of that, like, you know, I recorded so much stuff. I got on the scale at the beginning of this and it said 666.6, and that scale doesn't read that weight. Just little things like that I started recording. Ultimately, I forgive those people. And honestly, a lot of the role they played in my life I don't even know, which I don't really care about. I'm just trying to get on with my life, but it's been really difficult, and I'm probably going to be evicted in 12 days, so whatever. Like, I was obviously, like, bullied a lot, and first time I actually got high, I got stoned, literally with rocks, which was kind of funny when you think about it, but really scary in the moment. yeah, it's whatever though. That's my channel, I guess. That's why I started my channel, is coming off those drugs too. I had nowhere to go, so. That's about all I was gonna do to my face, I guess. I don't know. That's mostly all I have to say right now. I will be back. Okay, I fixed it. That's good.